Sonic for twos.
There's only so many boss concepts you can do.
Sure, yeah. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I am saying it very closely mirrors that boss.
I suppose so, yeah. I completely forgot that this thing existed.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I see
Bro.
Let me see that guy.
Someone's a fake Sonic fan. Oh, shit.
Controversial. You've been called out.
Oh my god.
How are you going to argue?
A duel to the death.
Okay, I'm gonna bring something up, Ellie.
Yeah.
We can decide to talk about this or not.
Yeah.
I watched a video recently.
Let's not talk about this.
Oh, what?
I'm gonna go into like general stuff because it's related to a game that's coming out soon. So Sonic Superstars, right?
Yes.
Sonic Superstars looks amazing.
It does.
It looks incredible.
I've seen fans dissecting the gameplay and being like, oh my god, it is just like the classics.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I've also seen...
Sonic fans are also crazy.
What the fuck? Well, that's what I'm about to talk about. So there was like the whole drama, or not drama, there was the whole idea of a modern 2D Sonic game going around, right?
Yes.
And very clearly that was Sonic Superstars.
Yes.
But I have seen some fans upset that it's classic Sonic. And not modern Sonic.
Oh my god, dude. This is why we deserve less. Like, oh my god. You know what, Sega created this issue when they already did classic and modern Sonic, but like, dude, it's just Sonic. I hate this, like, but it's just fucking Sonic. Like, it should just be Sonic. It doesn't have to be classic or modern. It's like, you see a 2D Mario game? Fuck, dude.
Yes, different color overalls.
They brought classic Mario.
They brought back Jumpman. God damn it.
Shit. Who fucking cares, dude? Oh my god.
No, but Ellie, the difference is classic Sonic has shorter quills and modern Sonic has longer quills.
Okay,
and I
what
would kill myself if I had to talk about this anymore, actually.
What points were brought up?
In the video? Because that's where I heard about this first. He wasn't bringing up any specific points in that video, at least. It was just about how he was sad that the modern 2D Sonic dream came to an end. And I think realistically, what the idea was is that he was hoping more so for a Sonic Rush-esque thing, and then we got classic 2D Sonic.
I guess I could see that.
I don't know if that's the full.
I would love to see another Rush game, but this isn't that, and that's fine.
And I also think this is... I mean, it's not something that was, like, in... I don't want to say... I'm trying to find the right way of saying this, because I was about to say it's not something that's in super high demand, which is factually incorrect. It's not something that was, like, super overused in the Sonic franchise at this point. Like, this is a big deal, and this is a really cool... Like, Sonic Superstars is a really cool thing. And it's really special.
It's also a non-issue, I think.
Probably
it's just a complete non-issue to like be like,
but why isn't it this?
Yeah, like especially with like we don't need like these like.
I'm just gonna start over.
I'm so sorry.
It's all okay.
We don't need like these like delineations of like this is classic and this is modern and this is like it's just Sonic. Why can't it just be Sonic?
Didn't the game series themselves make that delineation though?
They did, and that's like the biggest issue. But like I think we're just at a point where it's like,
shut the fuck up.
Like yeah, like we have Frontiers. Like is this? I don't think anybody went in this being like, this is a new modern Sonic game.
Probably some people have been like that.
Maybe, but I think the general public has been like, this is a new Sonic game. Sonic Superstars is a new Sonic game. We don't need to have to delineate between. This is a new classic Sonic game. It's a new modern Sonic game. It's just a Sonic game. I don't think that delineating like that is silly.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And it is kind of an unfortunate fact that it's already been pretty much like embedded into the community, and like realistically, that it's a thing now, and we're never going to be able to get rid of it.
I feel like they can by just like like this is gonna be by just making good games and not acknowledging it. I think you get because like look at this game, literally nobody. Okay, like no major voice that I have heard has been like, "Oh my god, a new modern Sonic game." It's just a new Sonic game. I think the more that you just release like good games that are like that please everybody because on the merit of just being a good game, then like I feel like you're gonna get rid of that as time goes on. Like for even like modern Sonic fans, everybody bought Mania.
Get on the left rail, Andrew.
Everybody likes Mania because it's
There's
a good
red
game.
coin at the end.
You lied to me.
No, not that one.
The one that I already passed?
No. Get on the left side.
Okay.
Told you.
Oh, you actually were paying more
attention. I pay attention when I can't contribute to Sonic discussion.
I agree with that to an extent. I think it's always going to be a part of community discussion. Because that delineation was made in the past.
It wasn't part of community discussion in this game, nor Mania.
It has been.
For this game?
No. Well, people are like, thank God they didn't put fucking classic Sonic in this one.
Okay, well, yeah, it's not that it's classic Sonic, it's that thank God they didn't, like, have, like, some separate classic style, like Forces.
Yeah.
It's less that, like, oh, thank God that we got a modern Sonic game, and it's more just, thank God that they didn't, force a classic Sonic as his own entity to, like, do his own side thing.
Okay, I see what you're saying, but I think the fact that we still have people being like, oh, well, fuck, rep the 2D modern dream, like, that's evidence enough that we're kind of getting ourselves into, like, despite the fact that we do have, like, a new classic Sonic game on the horizon, Sonic Superstars, that just is called Sonic Superstars.
Yeah.
Right? And that we had this game, it's still part of the general community discussion, and we've seen discussions about designs and a bunch of different stuff like that.
Because it got the original designer back for Sonic.
Did they actually?
Naoto Oshima came back for Superstars. That's why the design's brought up.
Oh, no, but I'm talking about before that, bro. It's been a thing.
Oh, I don't think short quills
released.
and long quills is modern or classic Sonic. I think that's just a weird design thing that people are very attached to, like,
it's not just about that, because there's a bunch of different, like, classic Sonic specific design discussions, modern Sonic specific design discussions. Like, I understand what you're saying. It's going to be a part of community discussion for a long time, and I don't inherently think those are bad discussions. Like, because I get. I'm not saying they're bad discussions either.
Because there's a bunch of different styles.
Yeah, again, I'm not saying that's a bad discussion either. I'm just saying it's.
I mean the negative in the negative sense of, like, you have a split community and you have, like, people who are very like, this is a new modern Sonic game coming out. Oh, this is a new like a negative split in the community.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
And I think that's dying.
I think it's dying as well, and that'll probably disappear, like the noticeable negative split. I'm sure there are still going to be people who are like, oh, this is a 3D Sonic game. Yeah, I'm not fucking interested in it. Like, that type of thing.
Oh, yeah.
But it'll less so be, oh, it's modern Sonic.
Yeah, more just like, oh, this isn't the type of Sonic game that I like.
One other small point I want to bring up.
Yes.
Is that, fuck me. That's the other point. No,
that's a good point.
God damn it.
Dude, you got fucked twice.
One other small point I want to bring up. I think the discussion surrounding whether or not, like, new Sonic games should have 3D or 2D could potentially keep that sentiment around. Because that's still a relatively big discussion. Like, a lot of people were like, I just don't want them to have 2D in any capacity, like, in new Sonic games.
That's like just 2D sections?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that also, like, even in complaints about that in this game, that wasn't centered around like classic Sonic. That was centered around the fact that 2D.
I guess that was more of like a
miserable
generations issue.
There's 2D.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I remember.
Or at least like it was especially a Forces issue. But like, I get what you're saying.
I think it's
Can I do a very drastic topic change?
Yes,
but it's been on my mind lately, and I'm curious to see what you guys think.
Go for it.
First of all, do you think they should make another Smash Bros? Number one.
Yes.
Number two, what do you think they should do after Ultimate?
System change.
System change.
So, I for me, because I for a while was like taking Smash somewhat seriously, and like getting, I thought I was getting some okay results at like locals I was going to, but like, I think what it came down for me is that I don't like how Ultimate plays that much, because I think that there's like, the system just feels very like, it doesn't feel great, and so I want a new Smash game that just just has a new system, has like a new a new engine and a new feel to it. That's just more like.
See, you're kind of going along with what my idea would be, which I think it's been a little bit. I wouldn't even say it's a problem, but it's been the case ever since Brawl.
Yeah.
Where they've shifted off of, not that they ever meant for Melee to be competitive.
Yes.
But they like took efforts in Brawl. Like they actively said fuck you to the competitive community.
That's crazy.
In Brawl's design.
They designed a game to say fuck you to the community. That's wild.
Designed the game to be less competitive. And since then, I mean, like Nintendo in its company, like how it's run has always been like for the family, for the like non-hardcore gamer. That's how they run their shit. Like that's why they do everything they do.
We have a bunch of filthy gamers in our sites.
Yeah,
stupid gamers.
They unavoidably have a lot of those in their community, including us. You know.
Yeah.
Like loyal to their company, serious gamer.
Let's not throw around the word loyal.
Would die
Adjacent
for the company.
To their company.
Yeah. Plays most of their games.
I simply observe them.
But like
from afar, while taking $70 out of my pocket to buy the.
I only played 20 for Tears of the
Kingdom. Wild too. But yeah, like
that GameStop deal went crazy.
I think since then they've like actively been combating against it. So I think if they wanted to sell people on another Smash, that's not going to feel just disappointing in comparison to Ultimate. Because I think wasn't Ultimate the last game Sakurai was ever going to design for Smash?
Sakurai said he's going to stop designing Smash games since Brawl.
Fair, but like
he does seem tired, and this does seem like.
Well, yeah,
I think he feels so tired.
No, he does genuinely seem like winding down, and like I think he even said he's not retired, but he's like in a pseudo-retirement state where it's like.
This did feel like the game too, where he's like, "All right, I'm done. Y'all motherfuckers want all this shit? Take it. Like, take everything you've ever wanted. I'm walking away."
Yeah, we got the ballot results. Like.
We got the ballot results, a bunch of the characters that they've been asking for fucking forever, like Ridley, were there, right?
Banjo.
Literally everyone was there. That was the whole gimmick of the game. Fucking filled to the brim with people. So, how the fuck do you follow that? I think it's what you were saying is go competitive with it.
But they already tried that with Ultimate. Like, no.
Actually go competitive, though.
No, but they did.
Really?
Okay, essentially. Because Ultimate was supposed to be, like, not... It is, like, oh, for everybody, but they had, like... They had mechanics that were, like, we're doing, like, we want some level of competitive play. They have the parry. They had, like, competitive players come in to, like, try the game. They have, like, they have, like, an increased speed from, like, Smash 4. Like, there is absolutely, like, an attempt to make a game that's more competitive.
This part of the game is fucking awesome, by the way.
What? Which game?
This part of the game is really fucking cool.
No, it looks really cool.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
No. And obviously my pickings with Ultimate are very, like, subjective, but, like, I don't enjoy how campy a lot of the game feels. I feel like when you're playing optimally, a lot of it is just, like, stand back and, like, do like, your one thing that your character does, and hope they don't come over to you. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of like micro movement tech or like interesting movement stuff to do, other than like, oh, you can wave bounce and you can attack cancel and slingshot. That I don't see slingshot being really like a thing that people talk about. Like it's I know there's some comp players who use it, but like it's not. I don't think it's like the thing that it was made out to be. But like I have like my little list of like my laundry list of complaints. So if they were to do another one, my as most, they're obviously not going to have this cast back. I don't think that's possible.
They've got to try.
But if they were like the 8 original that you had from Smash 64, plus maybe some others, like new mainstays, like Sonic or something.
I think with the cast, you gotta have you just gotta keep a lot of the ones people were excited about and just trim a lot of the fat.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I think coming from a completely casual perspective, of what Smash is, if they wanted to draw me in for another entry, I feel like it would honestly have to be something that feels completely different.
Yes,
because but beyond Melee and Smash 64 and every Smash game feeling inherently a little different. I mean, really fucking different.
No, I totally get what you mean.
I get that.
I'm mainly giving my pickings just because, I don't think I would not be in love with the idea of we're just gonna port Ultimate continually.
Yeah, that would fucking suck.
I would kind of be fine with that. I don't, because I have trouble believing that they can do better than Ultimate.
No, they very much can do better than Ultimate, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's not about doing better than Ultimate for me, it's that if they repackaged the same game and then maybe added a character or two, that would just feel boring. I don't want the same thing over and over again, but now I can play it on my new Nintendo Switch Ultra Omega or whatever. What I want is, honestly, just something that feels unlike any Smash game before, whether that means making it heavier, maybe not exactly a more traditional fighting game, but something that feels a little heavier as a game. That would be pretty sick. Something that pushes the boundary of what a platform fighter can actually be. That would be really fun.
They are at the forefront of platform. Let's keep it real around here.
Brawlhalla is
Rivals of Aether and Brawlhalla are great.
Yeah.
There is I don't think there's a game that competes with Smash in terms of when you play any other game, it's yeah, it feels good, but Smash has that level of polish that it is just not anywhere. And I mean, it's to ask people to do that, it would be insane, because it's it's backed by massive billion-dollar corporations. You have someone you have the dev team that's doing an amazing job and making sure everything feels good. You can't that level of polish is just not anywhere else. So I would want to see this series push platform fighters further.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna ask about. Maybe I'm fucking brain dead and you should just lobotomize me.
Yeah, of course.
yeah, sounds good. But I kind of had the idea pop in my head, and I think it might have been a cool gimmick of what if you went more traditional fighter in a next Smash game? Trim down the cast and actually go I wouldn't even say full traditional fighter like a Street Fighter or something, but push it a little more in that direction in some way,
I think
because I think I like competitive elements of Smash. It's very entertaining. I think Melee is one of the most entertaining competitive games you can ever watch, and the community behind it and all that stuff, despite pedophilia as of late, but before that was nuts.
Smash community doesn't deserve anything good.
Oh yeah, but the stories and everything created around Melee and the competitive scene were nuts. There's no other fucking competitive game well, there are, but it's up there. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
But as of late, Smash games feel a lot like party games. So making it feel more like a fighting game than a party game, I think would be cool for me. But I agree entirely on you got to do something very different mechanics wise, because if you're gonna try to do something different, I feel most of the Smash games up to this point, stemming from Brawl to Ultimate, have mechanically been pretty goddamn the same, right? Yeah. The only thing that differs is the cast, really, that sells you, and story modes, right? That's the other thing.
The lack thereof.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I so fucking desperately want another Subspace Emissary. I will suck so many penises. I will do so many sinful things.
I don't know,
get
man.
It, bro.
I'm gonna be honest. I've never really cared about a Smash story mode. The only real enjoyment I get out of Smash is like playing it at a friend's house, you know.
Yeah.
And the big issue I see them having is trying to make that competitive level fighting game while also keeping it simplistic enough to be easy to pick up.
Exactly. It's like because the core appeal is that like you can like the controls are not like on a surface level. They're really not like you press A to attack. Yeah. You have a special, and then different directions do different things for your special.
And that's
you can shield,
that's drastically different from other fighting games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like even with modern controls for Street Fighter 6, you know, it's similar, but you still
it's actually very similar.
Yeah. But you still get into the category of each player's kit and like all these other specific nuances that I don't know, like something about playing a character in Street Fighter 6 is just vastly different from like picking up a character in Smash that's even like
Smash Bros have like 4 special moves.
Yeah.
All universally. Meanwhile, you're like, what do I want to play Street Fighter 6? Ooh, you know what? I'll play a basic character. I'll play Ken. Oh, he has forward kick that has 3 different variants that certain may combo into each other depending on which variant you do, light, medium, or heavy.
Exactly.
How much have you guys dabbled in like the fighting game world?
I bought Street Fighter 6 day 1, bro.
Yeah.
I'm into that shit.
You're in that shit? Because I've
dabbled.
I've played, obviously I've played most of the Smashes.
I'm sorry, that was... my Smash player came out in there.
Oh, God. Hey, you better be careful with that.
Hey, no, don't be careful about it.
Bro, and then people will be like, dude, this is what they think of the community. Like, people have to stop making these jokes about the community, and then some horrid shit happens like a day later. And it's like...
Stop making what jokes, dude? It's just fact.
There's no joke here.
Like, this is real.
This community's terrible.
Seahorse! I'll go back to the Smash story mode point in a little bit, but like my main thing of like because I played Mortal Kombat quite a bit. I'm pretty sold in the Mortal Kombat series. I'm excited for MK1 type of thing, right?
Oh yeah.
But the thing with the controls is like, yes, it's definitely not as easily picked up as Smash, where it's like A, B, and all that stuff. But you get a lot out of what you were talking about like variations on attacks, and like you have to memorize like a list of all the combos you can do and all the like other stuff.
Yeah.
But in an actual like fighting game scenario, it is so... It has an advantage over Smash in that, and like all the variation you can do, especially in that fighting game setting, because it's all like mind games at that point, essentially, where you're like you're trying to whip out the perfect thing to catch them off guard in every scenario, and I love that with like Mortal Kombat or whatever. And you'll like you have this combo which starts with the heavy and ends with the like hitting them up into the air. That way you can then use this as your other option, and like especially in like MKX and MK11 and stuff, you can like add a little boost to it and do a little extra damage. And like even in those games, like you have brutalities, or if you do enough of a certain like type of thing throughout the fight, you can get off of brutality and stuff. Like there's a lot of nuance there that Smash lacks. Which I think
it's less that Smash lacks that, because like I could say the same thing about like, or I would even say the same thing about like just like Street Fighter 6 that just came out, and like the drive system is like God's gift to the world. Like I love that system so much. I think it's amazing. Like I know that there's like a little bit of like about it, but like just from like a not great player's perspective, I think just for like the game and like the game design, it's genius. And I would love to see something like that in Smash, but Smash already has that in the sense that you like stage control and neutral in Smash. Like it's a completely different ball game where it's like there's mind games, but like in Smash Bros, it's like you never have a situation in any traditional fighting game where it's like, shit, my opponent is above me. Or like my opponent is like on a platform above me. Well, like what do I do? Like I'm shielding, and like they're like what do I do? Like it's a different skill set, but it can go a very long way. And like I would say like Melee has like obviously a lot of Melee is built on like exploits or like things that just like weren't fixed because of the like rushed development cycle. But like it's beautiful what it blossomed into, and it's like, at least for me, like getting into it, like it's like there's so much shit to learn like it's just as hard, if not more. If not more difficult than like any traditional fighting game, where it's
probably.
like Jesus, like, and already like I play Street Fighter. And it's like if I don't play for like a week, then it's like okay, well, now I have to go in the training room and be like, okay, let's see if I can actually do a Hadouken. But like, there's so much nuance and depth that you can get with that like I don't doubt that like you can like make a system that could do something like to that caliber. It's just like what could you do? How could you overhaul what they have now?
See,
and keep that character, but still,
I think
provide something new.
it's definitely a hard balance, because I think it's easier to be more competitive with traditional fighting games than Smash, because like it's a harder thing to navigate your brain around, where you're like control center stage, do all this and all that stuff, especially like
higher barriers to entry, higher skills, or I don't know if I'd say higher skill ceiling, but
maybe for Melee.
Yeah, I think it
Melee,
technically is. Yeah, I think Smash is. Because you can only...
Well, I'm saying higher skill ceiling, or higher barriers to entry for traditional fighting games.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
And then, because, God, no, not higher barriers to entry for Smash. Like, that's the entire appeal for it for a lot of people. That's why it's...
And that's what they should keep, but, like...
No, it's so... If you play a fighting game, it is so much easier to become, like, competitive and getting a lot better at that than it is for Smash. Getting, like, actually competitive and, like, keeping up with people that are really good, like Ellie, that kick your ass all the time and make you cry on the drive home.
No, that's real. Don't laugh.
Like, that is so much more effort to do that, to be, like, competitive and good at Smash.
I gotta tell you, Ellie.
Because it's not designed for
I
that.
was over at someone's house with you.
Yeah.
And we were all playing Smash together, and I had a headache, and I was like, oh man, I feel like shit tonight, but you know, let's hang out with the homies and start feeling better. And then you beat me twice in Smash Bros, and I was like, fuck this shit.
I'm so sorry.
It's definitely been a mood ruiner before. Not even Ellie specifically, but Smash Bros in our group. It's because our group walked a weird line of like casual, but like we're like good in our group.
The second you get items off, it's like, well,
items off, like competitive stage rules.
Like,
we pretty much play competitively.
Yeah,
and it gets,
we play competitively, but we're all technically casual, you know. So
mine's Ellie.
At this point, I am. I don't play Smash.
Well, yeah, at the time we were playing Smash a lot.
Like, and it's just frustrating, man. It's just frustrating when you get your ass handed to you that bad or whatever, and you're just like, like you just want to fucking go back in.
That's what I love about like fighting games, is that like when you suck ass and you get like your ass handed to you, it's like you don't have a team to blame it on. You don't have anyone else to blame it on but yourself. I mean, you know, people will find a way to blame it on anything but themselves.
Whack.
My friend was once like, I mean, the only reason you won is because of rage in Smash Ultimate, and it's like, are you kidding me?
Name drop the friend. We'll censor it. I want to know.
Fuck you. I'm not censoring shit.
He's gonna censor it. Name him.
No, he's not. I believe him. But like, dude, BBQ split.
Oh, I'm not doing that shit, bro. I'm not doing the BBQ. I don't want... Do you have to do it at every single one?
They added so much time and effort to get this little mechanic in the game.
Dude, it's an ugly outfit anyways.
You're just gonna ignore it.
Actually, let me, how do I change my outfit again?
I think you have to do it in the main menu.
Oh, you're shitting my... Okay, we're going back to the main menu really quickly.
That's valid. No,
I want soap shoes.
Oh, yeah. I don't...
Where is it? Copyright.
Oh, I said I was gonna go back to story mode in Smash before, didn't
Extras.
There it is. Ah, there it is.
Did you played Subspace Emissary or no?
Yeah, I did. Holiday cheersuit.
I feel like everybody here.
No
Did you do
way.
World of Light as well? All the way through?
I don't got it because I didn't carry it over from PS4. Fuck. Okay, we're gonna be Holiday Sonic then.
That's valid.
Whatever.
Cutscene's gonna look super dumb.
It's really fucking stupid, but it's fine.
Why did it not carry it over?
I don't know. It's a really strange... Okay, so I could carry my data over from PS4. At this point, we've already started the...
Yeah.
I'll just do that after the playthrough's over, but... I did get soap shoes, which pisses me off.
What were you gonna say about single player?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
I will say, in other fighting games, story modes are a big part of it in a lot of entries. At least for Mortal Kombat. Okay, I'll speak for Mortal Kombat alone.
Yeah.
Story mode in Mortal Kombat...
And now Street Fighter, I guess, with World Tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what led me to say more, is because I know it's in Street Fighter now as well.
It's
right?
really only the big ones. Like, you get to anything else, and it's such
It's
a
not,
side.
yeah.
Strive, it's literally just cutscenes, and it's like, dude, this is a fighting game.
No,
Yeah.
but, like, think about it.
It was made during COVID, so, like...
Give them a little break. But yeah,
Also, it's funny.
with my skewed perspective with only Mortal Kombat, like Mortal Kombat story has been a part of basically every Mortal Kombat game, and it's usually really good. And even like Injustice, I mean, same studio, but story's been there.
Tekken just Parada won an award for longest running story.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like fighting games and stories
there too.
are not that crazy. Like, they go kind of hand in hand. And I think what excites me about Smash stories specifically, I liked World of Light, but I wish there was more. And what I loved about Subspace Emissary is you have this overlap of all these series that can converge and, like, interact, and you can witness these character interactions happen, and they just never do it. Like, they never pull the trigger on it. They pulled the trigger on it in Brawl, and you take away the gameplay of Subspace Emissary, which I think is a fair thing to do, because I don't think the gameplay of Subspace Emissary was really, like, crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was alright. It was just kind of run and kill a bunch of enemies.
Yeah.
I still enjoyed it. I think I would, if I went back and played it, I would still enjoy it. But the gameplay is not all that. But those cutscenes, man, I'll still rewatch those cutscenes to this day. Just seeing those, like, interactions between all those characters from series at once, and then you put them in the same world with its own storyline, kind of. It's not like a super in-depth story.
Yeah.
And seeing where those characters fit into this new world together, like seeing all those like, it's a crazy world of Subspace Emissary when, like, Wario is, like, one of the most evil motherfuckers in the whole story.
I think that's valid,
You know?
because you get, I think you get to World of Light, and it's like, I mean, they added cool gameplay features and yada, yada, yada. But it's also, it just kind of, okay, I'm gonna speak for myself when I say this, kind of just fucking boring. Like, I think a lot of what it lacks that Subspace Emissary does have is that element of wonder. Like, you get to an incredible series like Smash, which is a bunch of shit.
You would have had to have used the code, but it's fine.
And I think...
It's actually horseshit.
I can't get my fucking soap shoes. Are you serious?
Yeah. Man.
Dog, whatever. That's kind of...
I'm sorry.
You'll cry
dumb.
about it later.
No, I won't, because I can still play with soap shoes in 30 FPS.
I'm gonna be honest. I would have uninstalled the game.
Damn.
That's
Sorry,
wild.
the story mode.
Oh, yeah.
I think it might have been a problem with 4 and even Ultimate where you couldn't have those kind of
There's too many
cutscenes.
people.
It's licensing as well.
There's that,
Where it's like, it'll be a lot more difficult to get, like, like Cloud interacting with a bunch of other characters and get, like, Bandai Namco to sign off on that shit.
They put 3 Square characters in the... There's how many, like, DLC... The DLC packs for Smash, yeah, they have 3 Square Enix characters.
Yeah.
They seem chummy and chummy, but, like, the issue I heard, Sakurai himself was like, we didn't like that people would just show them online when they were supposed to be rewards, which to me seems like...
With what?
Cutscenes?
Cutscenes, yes.
Dog, get over yourself.
Which to me seems like they just didn't want to do them or couldn't do them for whatever reason, but didn't want to...
Say that they couldn't?
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a missed opportunity every Smash game that comes out that doesn't do it. I think again, they're going to have to trim their roster for the new one, and I think that might be a prime opportunity. I feel like that could even be a big selling point of the next one, is like, we got Subspace 2, motherfucker. Like, we got an in-depth, put a lot of time and effort into this story mode. I think that'd be sick. Obviously, you have to have the rest of the game to back it up.
Yeah.
But, like, I always am praying for it, man, because I loved Subspace Emissary as a kid. I played Brawl a lot as a kid, but specifically Subspace Emissary I played all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I thought it was fucking so cool. Like, all that shit. And to this day, I think it's so cool. I'll go back and watch all those cutscenes all the time.
I think for me, it's like, I think Subspace Emissary is cool, but like I also do wish that the characters did a little more than look at each other. But like even then, it's really cool, and it's insanely disappointing that like they just haven't done anything like that. So I think, because a story mode is just a great chance to like get players to like learn the mechanics of the game and like learn different things and like have your own and like make your like that's like I've seen some people who don't care about like fighting games at all be like, I bought Street Fighter 6 because World Tour mode looks funny. You can make your own character.
That was about to be me, bro. Like I saw a bunch of shit on TikTok.
Bro. Change that.
Do it money. Now. But I saw some shit on TikTok with like you can like train with specific characters from it, and they have their like storylines related to it. And I think that's fucking sick. You know. So I mean that's all. The gameplay of Street Fighter 6 is not what almost sold me on Street Fighter 6. It was that, bro. I wanted to play through that. I also like. I'm a unique case because I bought like Mario Maker 2 and played the story mode and then stopped playing the game.
No, that's so valid though. Okay.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Dude, my big issue with Mario Maker is that like people just don't know how to fucking design anything. Like you get
no, you're so that's so right.
Though. Like you get the occasional really cool level where it's like that was super fun to play through. Yeah. And then that's one Mario level out of every single, like, shove a dildo up your ass level that's just not fun. And
20 Koopas all at once.
Exactly. And, like, you can get really cool levels, and there are plenty of examples of it, but you just have to sift through so much shit.
It's why I don't want a Zelda Maker. Like,
because you're just gonna get bad stuff like that?
Like, imagine the dungeons people are gonna make. I put 20 Octoroks in the room, and then you finish.
And then you, good luck.
Like, yeah, no. Like, it's really frustrating, and it sucks because it's such a cool concept, and then you see people not making use of it by just like making.
Oh, also, if the online multiplayer of that was
actually like good,
viable, I think it would have helped out a lot.
I think if you made the multiplayer available to you in single player, that would also like make it way more viable.
Like local co-op.
Yeah, because the big appeal to me for Mario Maker 2. Ignore the fact that I didn't buy the game, but the big appeal to it for me was like the fact that you have these levels created by Nintendo.
Yeah.
Because it's like essentially like a new 2D Mario game, but you can also see what you can do in the engine itself. Like it's sick. But then people just kept making their Kaizo levels, and like there's a reason they're made. People like them. But
you can hit at each one.
You can actually. Oh, nice. I was just afraid I was gonna get.
No, I
hurt.
How about you grow some fucking balls next time?
No, I totally get that though.
You play Subspace Emissary. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. Okay.
I will suck Subspace Emissary's dick
and all these
all
little
day,
stupid
every
little
day.
characters running around. You like Super Mario. I don't want to hear it.
What? Oh, okay.
Good one. Nice one.
Thanks. Yeah, of course.
Back to Subspace Emissary. Now you like very lovingly brought it back up to me.
Of course.
I also loved the fact that it like almost had like style to it. It was a very dark, edgy.
It had
throughout the
style
whole thing.
With it. Yeah.
And I absolutely loved that. I loved the like guns that shot arrows and turned your favorite characters into trophies, and there was like a dark theme. Dude, the fucking scene with Lucas and Ness. And
that
the
shit
fucking
was tough,
theme park,
bro. That was crazy.
And then the theme park, and then Wario pulls up, shoots Ness,
and little bitch.
And Lucas runs away while it's fucking. Dude, Lucas had character development, bro. Like that shit was not Oh my god, I fucking love Subspace Emissary, and they absolutely need to do another one, regardless of whether they will or not. I will pray for it until the end of time, and I will do so many sinful things to get one.
What's got me thinking is like, what would. This is kind of what's like been on my mind the whole time. What would you do to overhaul Smash's like gameplay system?
I think it's such a hard question to answer because you have to keep in mind you have to try to keep it accessible.
Yes.
To make sure you keep
I don't
that
have
main
an
appeal
answer.
for Sonic.
That's a hard one.
It's a really hard question to answer. I think realistically, make it feel a little tighter, like I almost said like an actual fighting game, like a more traditional fighting game. You know,
that's what I was thinking.
Like, what are you like tighter, like
tighter control wise? Maybe, like less floaty. Like, give it a feeling that no other Smash game has really had.
That's kind of Brawlhalla, where it's less floaty for sure. It's more tighter in terms of like fightingness, and then you've got the weapons mechanic and all that stuff. But
I think the thing too is that like Smash games don't really have like a mechanic that defines. Like I feel like that's like a thing with like a lot of other fighting games. Or like I know specifically with Street Fighter, like every entry in the series has like the one mechanic that defines it. Like Street Fighter 3 had parries, 4 had the. I'm forgetting what.
It's same for MK.
That's embarrassing. It had like the one thing. If you've played Street Fighter 4, you know what it is. 5 had V trigger. Yeah. God, I hate V trigger so much. It's the worst thing in the world. Why? Oh, and then 6 has the drive gauge. So like, what? Like, is there like something that could like separate this from the other? Like, actually separate it? Like, this is like we have like a new gameplay, like mechanic that defines the game experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, like,
they tried to do
with
that
with the Smash Ball. Is that what you're gonna bring up?
I was gonna bring up Smash Ball, and I was gonna say in the new one they had Smash Meter. It just did not land at all. Like nobody cared about Smash Meter.
I mean, like every time you play, you are interacting with it. This is like an integral part of the game.
Yeah.
Jinx.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I think the big issue with the Final Smash is an attempt at that, right? Is that...
But that's in every other fighting game, man. Even if it's not Final Smash.
No, it's different, because, like, in more traditional fighting games, you have specials. But those have risk rewards.
Yeah,
right?
like...
No, but you have your, like, big finishing move in basically every other fighting game.
Yeah, but again, that has risk and rewards.
Yeah, and it's more like... Because like with a Final Smash, it's like, oh my, like this is like you're turning the tide like 100%. Yeah. With a like if you use like a level 3, it's like you have to like that's not like you can turn the tide with it, but that's not like a get out of jail free card.
It's also like, how long has it been since we've seen a fucking Final Smash, bro? Because like in competitive, Final Smash ain't there. You know, like
maybe that's it. Maybe give characters like just supers.
They tried that though. They had Smash Meter. It just didn't work.
But again, it's different. Like, let's be honest. You pull out Ness's Final Smash. What is the risk of using Ness's Final Smash
versus the reward?
The reward is everything. What's the risk? Ness stubs his fucking toe. Like what? Like there's no actual risk.
I don't know.
It's a hard question to answer.
I almost feel like you just make a Smash fighting game, like, straight up. You know? I think that would be kind of sick.
But then you lose, because then you get the audience of, like... But fighting games are about combos, and I can't do that. Which, you know what, is valid, because that's what it feels like a lot of the time. But it's not what they are. It's not what a lot of them are.
Yeah.
So it's, like, finding that, like...
I don't know. I think that is a very hard thing to answer. I think Nintendo has a lot out for them if they're going to try to make a new Smash game, for sure.
They do. I would love to see them cut down the cast to the original 8 plus some, and then do something crazy. Do characters
just go fucking wild, bro.
Just go nutty.
Yeah, do something like super, like. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard.
Because like, yeah, I'm not the designer, but like, I think it's cool to like think about what.
Well, I've got a really good idea. Subspace Emissary Part 2. That would go absolutely nuts. No one would see it coming though.
The thing they tried with Smash Ultimate.
It wasn't fucking They had 2 cutscenes, bro.
Actually, there were 4.
Wow.
Actually.
But, like, no, same idea. They tried that with Ultimate.
No, they didn't really. They had a half-assed try at it, bro.
I feel like World of Light was, like, a decent, like, that was, like, in the advertising. Like, we want people to play this.
Yeah, I think World of Light was great. If you're saying them trying to do Subspace Emissary Part 2, it's a half-assed attempt. Because They really did not.
Dude, what do you want? More cutscenes? Is that it? Is that the
Any
one thing
fucking
missing?
story, bro. Any like Subspace Emissary felt like its own game attached to Brawl. You know, like the World of Light was just fucking Smash Ultimate 50 million times against random, NPC
also,
Smash
it doesn't really
fights.
teach you the game.
Huh?
It doesn't really teach you the game.
No, if anything, it does the opposite. It bullies you, bro.
Yeah.
It gives you really fucking difficult fights for no reason. So
I hate these things.
that's why I say it's a half-assed attempt at Subspace Emissary, because it's very, very different.
Okay.
Heavier grounded Smash would be really cool. I think it's super, like actual super is not. Let me just get like. Let me win the match.
I think Andrew's right. You got to tighten it up too. Like you got to like. It's like zooming in a little. Make it a little faster.
I think the thing that makes all of the Smash games, this is going to be sacrilege a little bit to say, but all of them kind of feel similar.
Stop.
I know, right?
Stop. Do you mean like literally all of them, or like the like?
Dude, I mean all of them. Like,
okay.
You sit down and you play 64, you play Melee, like, you play Brawl. Yeah, they're different in very, like, in nuanced and obvious ways. But realistically, they do all feel like the same general system.
To be fair, like Smash Melee is kind of what we're talking about like a little faster, a little more like zoomed in, a little tighter. Like they could just make Melee Part 2, and I think it could work.
In a way,
Sure.
But add more of the mechanics that Ellie's talking about, like add some new.
I hear you, I see you. Even when I pick up Melee, I still think, yeah, this is Smash Bros. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have some.
At some
part of
point,
that.
I don't think that you could just throw it all away.
Yeah.
no, I agree. Because then you lose what Smash Bros. Is.
What is this, fucking Zelda? I'm kidding.
Stop!
I'm kidding.
No, let's talk about that.
No.
I was kidding.